everybody, this is Tree from treeoflogic.com. In part 1, I concluded the video by tweeting to Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black, that I had done a thorough 3-week investigation on her and discovered that she's far from a conservative. I invited her on my show for an interview, but she ignored me completely and played the victim. By the way, this is Candace's MO. When she is confronted about her past actions, she always does one of the following: play the victim, play the race card, deflect, and sometimes she does all 3. She never apologizes. She never admits when she's wrong, and she never accepts accountability for her actions. Now, when I released my video exposing her doxing site, socialautopsy.com, she painted this website to dodo-head conservatives as an anti-bullying website. Back then, just like what's happening right now, conservatives as a whole refuse to do their research on Candace and her story, and they accept her word as gospel. Surprisingly, centrists and the left joined me in the fight to stop Candace Owens from launching her doxing site. Now, this in itself was mind-blowing because the left and we basically hate each other. Hell, there are countless tweets of me calling them names and trolling them, but I can't show you those tweets because my Twitter account is suspended. Let's just say the left and I are far from friends, but when they saw my video exposing Candace Owens, they reached out to me to call a truce in order to help bring that doxing site down. You see, the left knew Candace Owens as Candace Owens, not Red Pill Black, and those of us on the right only knew her as Red Pill Black, not Candace Owens. So this is how she was able to fool everyone. I personally had no idea about Candace Owens' past as a deranged SJW feminist until I saw a video by Harmful Opinions connecting the two. This is the video that motivated me to investigate her and to browse her website, socialautopsy.com. And to my shock and horror, I saw my docs, my personal information listed on her website, along with some screenshots of mean things I said on Twitter and YouTube. This website was connecting my real name to my online persona, and this was beyond scary. Not only was my docs on this website, but it was now funded by desperate conservatives. But that wasn't the worst part. You see, under the FAQ page of socialautopsy.com, it stated, and I quote, "Our database will launch automatically when we get to 100,000 profiles." On her Kickstarter page, it stated that she already had 22,000 doxes of doctors, teachers, lawyers, and children. The 22,000 doxes that she and her team collected was during the month of April 2016. I found my full docs on her website during the month of October 2017, which was 18 months later. So I had to know how close she was to collecting over 78,000 doxes before her website launched. With the help of my friend Jimmy, together we were able to gain access to the root files of socialautopsy.com, which were unsecure and unencrypted. We discovered that socialautopsy.com database had 94,682 doxes stored within the website, which means that she only needed to collect 5,318 more doxes before the website went into auto launch. Now, many of you are new and don't know me that well, so let me explain to you why shutting this website down was a matter of life and death to me. I'm a former police officer who have arrested some very dangerous men who were convicted of numerous felonies from rape to murder. Until I move out of the state of Georgia, I'm always contacted when these men make parole and are released from prison. Why? Because when some of these men who have been locked up for 10 or 15 years finally get released from prison, one of the things on their must-do list is to kill the cop who locked them up in the first place. This has happened to many police officers, with the latest victim being Officer Familia, who was killed by Alexander Bonds. You see, the black female police officer who initially locked up Bonds had left the police force and moved out of state. Since Bonds couldn't kill the black female police officer who locked him up, he decided to kill an innocent one instead, which was Officer Familia. So I had a personal interest in shutting this website down. This was personal. It wasn't about any jealousy. There's nothing for me to be jealous about. This was personal. She had my private information listed on this website along with thousands of others, including children, and she was going to release all of this in a matter of weeks. And the conservatives didn't care because all they cared about was, but Candace is going to red pill the black community. First of all, stop spreading that lie. The black community hates Candace Owens and you know it. You keep telling yourself this lie because you want to make an excuse for supporting someone as evil as her. Candace Owens thinks that people should be doxxed for saying mean things on the internet, and so does her supporters. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Anywho, so I, along with Andy Worski, Irate Bear, Monday Matt, and Armin Skeptic, along with countless other YouTubers, began to alert the internet that the doxing website known as socialautopsy.com was back on track to being launched, and that the conservatives were now funding it. Now, when I and the left joined forces to expose Candace and her doxing website, she instantly went into SJW mode. First, she played the victim by claiming that all of us were paid to spread misinformation about her. But as you can see by the tweet below, folks were not buying this lie. Next, she played the race card by accusing white people of attacking her because they are scared of the growing black conservative movement. Even though it was a black female conservative who started all of this. Then she tells a big fat lie on her Facebook page and YouTube channel saying that Richard Spencer started all of this instead of me.
I am 100% sure that this was entirely orchestrated by the left. I don't know how deep this goes, but I sure know that people have said for a long time that Richard Spencer was working for Democrats, and I now firmly believe that. And I was not surprised that all the people that were retweeting these nasty, vicious lies about me were not real people, they were troll accounts. What does this mean for conservatives? The first is that we have to be really vigilant in what we believe. And when we hear something about one of our own, we cannot become skeptics and we have to double down. We cannot become skeptics and we have to double down. We cannot become skeptics and we have to double down.
That's right, folks. Fuck facts. Just listen and believe.
Guess it's time for me to address the smear campaign launched against me this week, perpetuated by none other than Richard Spencer, a white nationalist leader. Guess I was supposed to walk away and think conservatives are racist, and conservatives were supposed to walk away and think Candace is a fraud. How stupid do you guys think my fans are?
Very stupid. Girl, your fans are so stupid that they all have the combined IQ of roadkill. And yes, just like the left, we have racists on the right. Anytime a white person tells me to stop exposing you because we're both black, that in itself is textbook racism. But I'm told to shut up and play nice because as a black woman, I am not allowed to be an individual. Also, let me explain why she keeps blaming Richard Spencer starting all of this instead of me.
So this started when Tree of Logic made a video on this, and it started a ripple effect where a ton of YouTubers, including myself, made videos on Red Pill Black.
You see, in order for her to play the race card, she couldn't tell everyone that a black female conservative started all of this. She had to portray herself as a victim of a racial attack by saying that Richard Spencer started all of this instead of me. Richard never made a video about Candace Owens. All he did was retweeted Andy Worski's video about her as a slight to Paul Joseph Watson. And if conservatives took the time to go to his Twitter profile, they would have seen this for themselves. But remember,
we cannot become skeptics and we have to double down.
Richard Spencer is the big bad boogeyman to the left and the right. So when a black woman yells that Richard Spencer is attacking her because she's a black conservative, for the most part, they are going to believe her without fact checking. And conservatives are still doing it to this very day. Let's not forget the Farrakhan incident. And finally, she deflected. Say what you want about the left, but unlike our side, they were not falling for her SJW tactics. So when she went on the Alex Jones show and changed her entire story by saying that everyone was against her and that we all are jealous and haters gonna hate and blah, blah, blah. She also lied saying that her doxing site was a splash page, and I'll talk more about that later in this video. But she did make an announcement which was good news to all of us who was exposing her. She finally agreed to take the website down. So on October the 25th, she announced on Twitter that socialautopsy.com was down. She kept lying about it being a splash page and ended the tweet by saying, "What has this taught me about conservatives?" Let me say this again. I, a conservative, along with liberals and centrists, forced Candace to take her doxing website down, not the conservatives. Conservatives were funding the site and they were supporting her. So I don't know what it taught her, but it taught me a whole lot about my own side. The right never played identity politics until Candace came along. She is the cancer to the conservative Republican movement. Right-wingers who would never cater to identity politics are now embracing it because of her. Listen to this nonsense between her and Alex Jones.
But not have it be just 5 people, but I think 5 women. And I think somebody like you could probably anchor that.
Right. Yeah, there definitely needs to be a new media, and women definitely need to have a platform, a true platform, not being told what to say by producers that have an incentive.
That's right, folks. Mr. Turn the Freaking Frogs Gay wanted to have an all-women's news team because reasons. Yeah, Alex, and with the hashtag #MeToo movement, that idea wasn't going to blow up in your face. Now that she took the website down, she kept telling everybody that it was just a splash page and that it was not functional and was not collecting people doxes, which was a blatant lie. First of all, the website was very functional because 1, it was collecting email addresses on the index page. 2, once you enter your email address, her website will send you an email asking you to confirm your subscription. 3, it was still collecting doxes up until the day she took the website down. And 4, other YouTubers like Suit Yourself discovered a backdoor to socialautopsy.com, which revealed the doxes listed on her website. Candace kept doubling down on her lies, and she would tell lies on top of lies on top of lies, and people got tired of it. This is the reason why she disabled the comment section to all her videos, because she didn't want her other subscribers to know the devious things she was up to. And of course, she has shields like Paul Joseph Watson to lie on her behalf by denying that socialautopsy.com was a doxing site, even though he wrote a hit piece on her and the doxing site a year ago. He also said that her doxing site was 4 years old when he knew damn well that she launched the site during the month of April 2016, which was 2 years ago. And of course, Dave Rubin, Owen Schroeder, and Joy Villa joined in to do damage control, but people wasn't having it. Everyone besides most conservatives was disgusted that Candace Owens tried to launch her doxing site for the 2nd time, and this time lie about it when she got caught. And let's not forget that I saw my docs on her website, so I knew she was lying about it being a splash page. I sent tweet after tweet asking her to take it down. I even asked her to talk to me one-on-one. I would have treated her with respect the same way I treated Richard Spencer, but instead of agreeing to talk to me, she blocks me instead. So Dave Rubin decided that the only way to end this was by inviting Candace Owens onto his show for a debate. But instead of inviting me, someone who knows everything about Candace Owens, someone who spent 3 weeks investigating her, she decided to debate Blaire White instead. Now, mind you, Blaire never made a video about Candace Owens. Blaire didn't know anything about her background, nor did Blaire investigate her. Candace purposely picked Blaire White for 3 reasons. 1, because Blaire is a trans woman, and Candace was going to use this to shame her. 2, Blaire has a large following, which Candace felt that she could benefit from. And 3, because Blaire is white. You see, Candace knows how to manipulate white people, and those who she can't manipulate, she shut them down by yelling or cursing at them, which is what she did to Blaire on the Rubin Report. Now, before I show you several snippets from this train wreck, I want to let you know that the day before the event, Candace resorted to her old tricks again of playing the victim by claiming to suffer from anorexia. She did this as a means of gaining sympathy so that people can overlook her evil deeds. This is a lie. Candace has never suffered from anorexia, nor has she been diagnosed with any eating disorder. She has a high metabolism and has always been thin, as seen in this picture with her rich, privileged friends. But that's not the part I want to draw your attention to. You see this link? This is a link to her personal blog where she published articles like this bashing President Trump and other Republicans. Her supporters know all of this, but they don't care. They and Candace are one and the same. She and her supporters are very evil people, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when you watch how she behaves during this debate.
I'm not comfortable using the she pronoun, not because it's not anything to be disrespectful. It's just that a lot of people that follow me don't know that Blaire is trans, and a lot of people that follow her maybe don't know me, vice versa. And I think that it betrays the audience when you make it sound like this is a petty catfight and there are 2 girls sitting across from a table, when in fact it is a grown man sitting across from a grown woman.
Right out the gate, Candace throws a low blow by calling Blaire White a man, by saying that this is not going to be a catfight because it's a man against a woman, not 2 women. Just look how fucking evil this heifer is.
Are you telling me that it's absolutely insane and it's absolutely fantasy land for someone like you to come out and you're a staunch free speech supporter, correct? You come out and you say, I support free speech. That's something you say.
When did I say that?
Oh yeah, Blaire. When did Candace say that she supports free speech? Come on now. Clearly she doesn't support free speech. She created a doxing site to punish us for saying mean words.
The issue is that you're making it seem like I intentionally lied to try to hide something. That's the problem. You don't get to call somebody a liar and a fraud-ass bitch, which is what you called me 1,000 times.
Candace.
You're a fraud-ass bitch, fraud bitch. I told you exactly what
Candace,
I
know you love
me.
to pretend you're above the ad hominems. Meanwhile, on your Twitter right now, you called YouTubers who are criticizing you bottom feeders. You called Tree of Logic a crackhead. You called...
I genuinely think she's on drugs.
Okay, that's fine.
She said I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks, and she was scared for her life. That's definitely
fine.
not living with the normal reality.
That is a bit foul of a rumor to spread.
It's not a rumor.
Did you hear that? She called me a crackhead. And when Blaire said that this was a foul rumor to spread, Candace Owens said, oh, it's not a rumor, implying that this was a fact. So the following morning, I got in my car, drove to a local health clinic to take an extensive drug test. On my way to go take a drug test, I'm going to be tested for marijuana, cocaine, and crack. So I'll have the results in tomorrow or in a couple of days, or?
It can be 24 to 72 hours. Sometimes if they have a big batch load, it may take a little longer, or if they have to retest anything, it could take a little longer, but sounds like yours should be negative and it won't take too long.
Yeah, it's gonna, trust me, it will. 3 days later, I posted my test results on my Twitter profile showing that I tested negative for everything, including medication. I'm currently making preparations to relocate to Texas. There I will be safe and protected by those who care about me. When I arrive in Texas, I will do 2 things. 1, reveal my real name, and 2, file a lawsuit against Candace Owens for slander. You see, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, or take any drugs of any kind. Hell, I'm not even on any medication. Yet Candace called me a crackhead. Why? Because she was trying to shame me for growing up poor. It's common knowledge that I was raised in one of the most dangerous ghettos in Washington, D.C., Anacostia Southeast, under a very physically abusive mother who would beat me for sport. This is Candace's way of saying that she's better than me. She grew up rich and privileged in a white gated community, protected from people who normally lived in my community. It's pure classism, which is why most conservatives support Candace Owens and denounce me. She's polished, she's privileged, and I'm not. I'll talk more about this in my next video, What is the Conservative Plantation? But for now, I'll show you more clips from that debate. But if you want to see the entire debate in its full context, I provided a link below.
You said that Richard Spencer made a video on you.
I said
he didn't.
I said
you said he made one. You said he made one. When he did,
I said he perpetuated a smear campaign about me.
All right, guys.
The icing on the cake came today when Richard Spencer, a very well-known white nationalist, tweeted out his support of the smear campaign against me. He actually made an entire video about me.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
However, I didn't finish my goddamn question. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You calm down.
Calm down.
I interrupted
Seriously.
you. You're cursing and
Seriously,
yelling. I
calm
interrupted
down.
you.
Calm down.
Okay, Candace. Okay.
Damn is the worst. You've been calling me a fraud ass bitch and all these names, but now she's offended by damn.
I'm sorry for that, but you're not above it because you called Tree a crackhead. You called people.
I genuinely think she's on drugs.
All right, guys. Honestly, I think you're both. I actually think you're both above it.
Evidence for that? So you stated on your Patreon, Tree of Logic was paid to lie. Do you have evidence of that?
Right, no. So my
you don't have evidence?
No, I don't have evidence. And you are co-signing it, you're defending her. She's an
Candace,
alt-right
there's a million videos.
Like you're sitting across and you're
Trees?
defending Richard Spencer and a woman that literally sounded like she was on crack cocaine making up conspiracies about me, which you basically are co-signing.
When did I defend?
And she was more upset by the fact that I said something about Tree.
Oh my
Tree
God.
made a whole video about me. You don't have one. You didn't say one thing about
Candace,
her.
I actually...
You know, stuff going on with you saying that ad hominems are not how you win, it's low and it's childish. When you've called her a crackhead, that was me pointing that out. That was me saying that clearly, and this is where we can all find common ground, that we clearly have not all been the best. We've all used ad hominems. You refusing to answer Dave Collins' questions and then saying that she's a crackhead, so she's not worth responding to.
Right, that's how I felt.
That's you giving up the debate.
No, I genuinely think she sounded like she was on drugs.
You can genuinely believe that that's still an ad hominem.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying, that we're none of us are above that.
Okay.
You called all the YouTubers bottom feeders, none of us are above that. We've all
I genuinely think that's why I didn't answer. Your answer to the question of why I didn't answer is that
I would say I would argue that they were doxxed because of what she did, because they used
They could have gotten it on Facebook.
Listen, yes, they could have, but at the end of the day, they didn't. They used your website as a resource.
This to me doesn't make any sense. I gotta be honest with you.
And you're saying they could have gotten it from Facebook. What do you mean they used your website?
Hold on, this is, and one of you can
But
give me
the stuff is on Facebook. Ours is just an archive of what's on Facebook.
They would have never saw those people. They found it because it was on your website.
Okay, but they can also just go look at the comments. No. It's not about admitting. I've already consented to you. Okay, I've already conceded to you that they could have. Okay, absolutely. Gone on my website and they could have found these people. But they did. But they also could go on Facebook and do that every single day. So you're making it seem like we created some special thing that they couldn't have access. People saying mean things in the world to figure out who their names were.
The particular people that were doxxed were on your website because of the fact that they were on your website.
Okay.
She really tried hard to avoid answering this question that I asked her. Who paid Tree of Logic? Who paid Richard Spencer to retweet something?
If I say that I think something is paid, that is at my discretion. I can say I cannot present to you a fact, and you can't present to me not a fact. Okay, we're both. I'm speculating, and you're saying it's not true. You saying it's not true could be a lie.
Okay, well,
I didn't say it wasn't true.
You can't prove it's not true, and I can't prove it's true.
Okay, you are admitting that
it's on you. It's on my opinion. It's honest. You made the claims for that.
Okay, I think that's fair. You are admitting you are speculating on this. You don't have evidence of it. Okay, I think that's a fair point. I think she's admitting she's speculating on it. So the burden of proof is on you. It's not on her to prove it the other way. I think that's fair. I think we're basically all agreeing on that.
So far it's like you called her a crackhead. You've said that she was paid by someone. It's like these are just lies, and you can say that you're.
But she has told about why if these YouTubers are really the gatekeepers of truth. Why aren't they assessing the lies that this woman told?
First of all, nothing in any of my videos about you was a lie, and I have proved all my claims against you, Candace. Secondly, you avoid talking to me in person because you know that I'm the only one who can expose you for the fraud that you are. And lastly, that website never launched because we stopped you. If I and the others never made videos about what you was about to do, you would have ruined thousands of lives, including mine. And let's not forget that this evil woman called me a crackhead throughout the entire debate. She slandered me in my name. She told everyone I was on drugs. She did this to shame me for growing up poor. Say what you want about liberals, but when I was a liberal, I was never shamed for growing up poor. But here on the right, Candace and her conservative cult are constantly reminding me that the only thing I'm good for is my vote. After this debate, Candace started to send some nasty, degrading tweets to Blaire White, which revealed her true evil nature. Now, before I conclude this video, I want to prove to you once and for all that Candace Owens is not a conservative. She is an opportunist. She avoids talking to people like me because I ask questions that would expose her for the fraud that she is. No one else is capable of doing this, so I'm going to give you a piece of my superpowers in order for you to see for yourself. Ready? Go to Candace's Twitter, Facebook, or other social media outlets and ask her the following question. Is Caitlyn Jenner a man who should be addressed by the pronouns he and him? Now remember, she's going to do one of the following. Play the victim and avoid answering the question. Play the race card and avoid answering the question. Deflect, thus avoid answering the question. Or she's more likely going to ignore it completely. Watch how Candace Owens react to this question and you'll see for yourself that she is far from a conservative. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If the facts within this video caused you to suffer from a severe case of butthurt, give it a thumbs down. Thanks for watching my video and I'll see you all next time. Later, taters.